Greeting, my friends. Happy Friday. Stephen here. Um, you have probably heard at this point, but we are in the eye, or we're in the crosshairs, I should say, of what is currently Hurricane Hilary. Hurricane Hilary is a Cat 4 hurricane, which is one step away from being the worst. And it's barreling down our throat. And it will be here Saturday night through Sunday and then Monday. I look out the window right now and it's sunny. It's sunny and it's beautiful, and the wind is probably 5 knots out of the west. The water's 70 degrees and it's a gorgeous day. But that is sort of the massive calm before the storm. I'm not here to inspire fear. What I'm here to try and do is share with you guys that we're looking at a historic event. This is the first time a tropical storm has hit our coast in California in, well, 80 years, roughly. It was 1939. And it's going to be significant. The levels of rainfall are going to be historic. Winds are going to be damaging, and there is a seriously life-threatening event coming our way. And like I said, when I look at the window, it's a gorgeous day. But the reality is that's going to change. It's going to change relatively dramatically. And I would only ask one thing, is that you prepare. I look at our friends in Maui, and God bless them. I say prayers for them every day. They were unfortunate. They didn't have the opportunity to prepare. Now we do. We've got the unusual ability to make that happen. So yeah, that's a chance. And again, God bless those folks over in Maui, particularly those that are helping and assisting. It's an extraordinary time, and it does not appear that they have a lot of resources available to them, which could eventually be the case here in Southern California. But by the way, this storm is not isolated to Southern California. It could easily move to Northern California. Certainly it's going to hit Southern Nevada and Western Arizona. And as you know, or likely know, we don't get rainfall in this time of year in a lot of those locations. But when it does hit, it hits in a very damaging, dangerous, and aggressive way. So I pulled, and by the way, this is not all comprehensive, but I did pull a list from one of the local emergency management organizations, and it's the checklist. But I would strongly suggest that you pull your own checklist, or you grab your own checklist. This is summary, but it's some of the things that you might want to think about. So without further ado, let me see if I could share my screen. Look at that. I did it. We're on my way. Here we go, baby. One slide, and that's it. Hurricane Hilary, please prepare. Once in a generation storm. Guys, that's not a joke. This is once in a generation. Somebody shared with me the other day that across the country, across the world, we had the hottest week and hottest month of all time. Let me just put that in perspective. That means it's the hottest week and month in 250,000 freaking years. Things are changing. World climates and weather patterns are changing dramatically. This is a great example. We haven't seen this in an extraordinarily long time. So let me just kind of jump through this and I'll let you go. Thanks for sticking around, by the way. I hope you find this valuable, because I'm certainly not very interesting. First tropical storm warning, not watch, not advisory, but warning, basically saying it's imminent. Some say ever, but I say since 1939. Depends on who you listen to. Once in a generation storm with rainfall quantities that will be historic. Biggest risk will be from rainfall causing flooding and mudslides. And we know that's like here in the Southwest. It can be absolutely brutal. Hillsides will collapse. And given the level of rainfall that we're seeing, particularly here in Laguna Beach and some of the inland areas near upslope mountains and hills, it can be gnarly. Laguna Beach, we've seen some devastating landslides. Even in the 25 years I've been here in Laguna Beach, houses wiped out, lives lost. The winds will cause significant damage. So prepare. And I can't tell you exactly how to prepare, but if you've got umbrellas out, bring them down and stick them in the garage. If you got chairs out front and you're in the path of this destructive storm, think about that. Don't just assume that you're going to be okay because it's bright and sunny out today. That's a catchphrase. We could use that. Talked about high risk of flooding in the areas. SoCal, and you should look at a map. You should just bring up the news because, again, I'm no expert on this. But prepare and listen to your advisories. If you have not signed up for advisories, you should do so. You can do so on your cell phone, and you can also do so by email. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. You are likely in a different location than Laguna Beach, maybe even a different county or state. So find your own means to make that happen, but please do make that happen. So the top of the checklist, besides advisories, is food and water. Some people, look, that sounds easy for us here in cities or towns that have easy access to this sort of thing, water and food, basic necessity for us. But the reality is some people are in canyons and hilltops and in areas in the desert where when the rains hit, floods are causing floods. Bridges will get washed out, guys. Access channels will get destroyed. So if you don't prepare now, you might be SOL. Just saying. Equally as important as emergency medical supplies, your critical medicine, whether it's a diabetes things or even, I'm not going to go there. Make sure you got your medicine lined up. You've got a window of opportunity to do it. It's not long. You've got probably less than 24 hours, depending on where you're at. Storm's coming up from the south. It's off the coast of Baja. It's going to hit Baja and then Southern California, particularly San Diego first, but it's going to continue to work its way up, and it's moving about, from what I recall, about 10 knots an hour. Emergency power sources such as flashlights, but don't forget your batteries. Go stock up. Even if this is not an event, even if I'm blowing this way out of proportion, still go stock up. You can never, not likely you'll ever need, you will ever have enough batteries. I found that to be true myself. I mean, my God, what about Christmas time? How many batteries do you need for those toys from walkie-talkies? Safety and personal items, right? Toothbrush, change of underwear, clothing, particularly wet slickers, shoes that you're comfortable wearing when it's very, very wet out, because it will be historically wet out. Important documents, medical documents, wills, passports, and personal identification. But if there's other things that are super personal to you that you want to ensure that you safeguard that are portable, grab those too. Fire extinguisher is not a bad idea. There is a huge threat of lightning strikes. And it's not if that happens, but how intense that will be and where it is in relative location to you. So be prepared, my friends. And again, sign up for alerts. Probably overdoing this thing. Probably nobody's even going to watch my video here, but I figured if I can get it out there and cause a little bit more comfort, cause a little bit more safety, and I'm certainly happy to do that. Happy Friday. I hope you guys are fantastic, and God bless you and our friends in Maui.